I just want to understand your journey from being of age 10, and then from there, like, your path for study, what you chose, and then how did you get into this whole charity stuff?
So I finished my GCSEs, started doing my A levels, and I think even at the time of A levels, I was clueless with regards to what I wanted to study for future. I just didn't know where to go. I mean, I'm one of seven siblings in my family, and my elder brother, like I mentioned, he went to Darul Uloom, to an Islamic school, to study Hifz and to become an alim. And I was kind of second in line, so no one from my family had been to university, for example. So that was kind of unprecedented in my household. I too went to Darul Uloom for a couple of years. I only lasted a couple of years, but I did memorization of the Quran, alhamdulillah. And then I went back into mainstream school, A levels. In my first year of uni, I actually studied aerospace systems engineering. I was very good at maths and physics, and I thought, engineering would be a good field to kind of apply my skills to. But I just didn't enjoy the study. So after the first year of study, I dropped out, and I thought, you know what, sport and exercise science is where my passion is, and I wanted to kind of understand how the body works, the science and the physiology, the anatomy, and that's what I ended up studying. And I think post-study, I think my initial sort of ambition was to maybe work in sports therapy, or in the health sector, working maybe in cardiac rehabilitation, or even sports coaching, teach. I was kind of quite broad in what I wanted to do, and I ended up wanting to become a PE teacher, but that didn't quite materialize. I was quite heavily involved in community youth work at the time. But anyway, I ended up working in a hospital in London, at UCLH Hospital, as a senior youth support coordinator. I used to travel from Coventry to London every day to offer recreation and therapeutic support for young people who have cancer. So I was doing that for 5 years until Penny Appeal headhunted me. But I think I probably missed out a big chunk of charity. I actually became involved in charity and fundraising probably just before university. I used to volunteer for Islamic Relief at the time, and I had a massive passion for community fundraising. And I guess I built up so much community fundraising experience through voluntary work, but I never ever aspired to work for a charitable organization. I wanted to do this voluntary. It was only because Penny Appeal approached me at a time that I was looking for change, and this is when I kind of opened up to the idea of working professionally in fundraising, and that's what I've been doing for the last 4.5 years now.
Amazing. So I wanted to ask you something just about your earlier journey, because you kind of mentioned that you went in and you studied something for about a year, but then at that point you kind of decided, no, I don't want to do this, right? And that's quite interesting, because a lot of the people I speak to who've done great things like yourself, mashallah, like they're the same. Like they had the courage to like make those kind of decisions, because a lot of people would have been like, well, look, I've done a year, like I should just finish this now,